Well, I did a little bit of work on these today, and not much. I took the blade off of this one and put on that one because the front ports on this one are all rusty and I can't get them to plug in. But that one's got real pretty front ports, so I was able to plug it all in and test every functionality of the blade. It all works good. So, that's all I did to this one. I put a little air in this one back tire. It was kind of low. These back tires they're dry and cracked and old, but they got a ton of tread on them. And they seem to hold air pretty good. That one was just low. It wasn't flat or nothing. But yeah, I did some tinkering around with this one today. I do still think it's that gasket between that adapter and the manifold, the intake. I got it to at least idle though. It will at least idle, and you can drive it around and mess with the blade and all that. It leaks. My couplers leak. It's ruining my nice floor, man. But yeah, I at least got to do that. So, man, I forget these 300 series, 400 series are so uncomfortable. Look at how much room you got between the seat and the steering wheel. Barely anything. And I know there's different springs you can get. Like this one has different springs that are really short. And you got tons of room between the steering wheel and the seat on this one. This one's actually fairly comfortable. But you also very easily hit the seat on the pan. At least my big butt does. So, I don't know. This one does have a new, brand new seat. It's real nice. So, anyway, let me start it up and let y'all hear it and test out the blade and everything. I do like that this blade has down pressure, which I don't have it hooked in the right ports because this stick has float. And this stick right now controls angle because I didn't pay attention. I just hooked it up. So, anyway. Maybe. Yeah, so that's a lot better. It'll actually sit here and run on idle. I think I can maybe go just a touch higher on the idle, but once I start getting too fast, it just starts cutting out, coughing out, not wanting to run right. So, and I don't really have the time or the, patience and all that to pull the parts and replace the gasket, and I ain't going to order one. I'm just going to basically send it out the door like it is. It will at least move itself on and off of a trailer, which is what I care about. I'll let somebody else tinker with it. Oh, same with this one. This one actually runs fairly good. I mean, it kind of coughs and spits, so it needs a good tune-up. Both of them do, but I mean, shoot, they both move, so that's what's important to me. You ain't got to push them. If I can make it to where you ain't got to push them, I'm pretty happy with that for the most part. But yeah, so that's probably the last update I'm going to do on these. Like I said, I'll probably be getting rid of these fairly soon, probably sooner than I thought. So maybe getting something else. Maybe getting something a little bit different shade of green. Maybe at least a little bit shinier green. Kind of like that. Not as new as that. That costs too much. These are more my price range currently. So, anyway, I'll keep y'all updated. Well, the 420s are gone, and in its place is a pretty nice 317. So, I didn't really plan on keeping those 420s long, like I said in the previous video, and the previous part of this video. I'm not big into the 400 series. They're cool tractors and all. They're very capable tractors, more so than either of these, but they're just not quite what I was into. For a long time, I've known what I wanted. I wanted one brand new one that's super reliable, hop on, do anything I want, whether it be mowing, pulling a plow, pushing a blade, what have you. And I wanted one older one that was in good shape that I could use for plowing, mowing, kind of the same thing, but just have an older version. And I've had my eye on 317 for a while. I've not really been a big fan of 300 series, the Onan 300 series, the 316 Onan, 318s, what have you. I've owned a 316, a couple of 318s. They're good tractors, don't get me wrong. They're one of the best tractors John Deere's made, garden tractor-wise. But I just, personally, I like, the 140. I've had a 140. I liked it a lot. And I like the 300 series single-cylinder tractors or the 317, which is basically the same thing. I like their layout. I like the frame style. I like how they look, especially. I think they're really nice tractors or comfortable tractors. I've had 200 series. I didn't really care for those. I've had 100 series square fender. It's a good tractor. Didn't care for it that much. I haven't had a round fender. I'd like to have one day. But anyway, so I've been wanting 317 for a while. I like how they look. I want a clean one because it's hard to find these in good shape. As old as they are, they're like 40 years old. So, but I had a buddy of mine who lives not too far from here, about 15 minutes away. He had this 317, and he had been wanting a 420. So it kind of worked out. We made a deal. I kind of just traded on them. I traded the 420s with the front blade for this 317 with a front blade. It's the same front blade basically, and then also mower deck. So, and I'm happy with it. I think it was a pretty fair deal. Those 420s, yeah, one ran and drove pretty good. It was a little rough. The other one kind of ran, kind of didn't, but it was in better shape. One had 3 points, but they didn't have no mower deck or nothing. But I think it's pretty happy. We're both happy with the deal, so that's all that matters. I got me a nice 317. He got him some 420s, so we got what we wanted. But yeah, this tractor, he got it, I want to say maybe 6 months ago or so. Not terribly long ago. And I can't remember what engine it had, if it had the original Kohler in it or it had been swapped to a KT2. I don't know. Either way, he put in a Kohler Magnum that he got. And I don't know, it's a Magnum 18, and I don't know anything about it really. I just know it's a Kohler Magnum. It needs some buttoning up. I think he said it doesn't quite charge. I don't think the PTO's wired up yet, and the battery tray's not in it right now, but it does run. He drove it off trailer. It just, needs some touching up, needs some finishing pieces. It has a remote oil filter, which kind of gets in the way. He's got the other air cleaner housing. I got it right down there. That hooks in with this, and this yada yada. So I gotta do some buttoning up, finish up some stuff on it, but it's just fine. Honestly, I always planned on getting a 317 that ended up needing a motor anyway, because most of them do. And I figured I'd just put a Vanguard in it, get the kid to put a Vanguard in one. That was always the plan. So to get one that actually has a running motor in it, especially a Kohler Magnum, I think it's pretty cool. I've owned over 200 lawn and garden tractors, and I've only ever had about 2 or 3 Kohler Magnums before. They're just not super common down here. They kind of are, but the stuff I've always owned I've never really had that many Kohler Magnums. So they're always cool motors to mess around with. I like Kohler Magnums. They're good motors. They're pretty neat. But yeah, this is a tractor. It does not, for some reason, does not have a serial number tag. I think this thing's been painted. I mean, it's in such good shape paint-wise, but like you see, I see a couple where it looks like it's kind of run on the hood there a little and stuff like that. I mean, it's in fantastic shape though. And you see this kind of orange here. It looks like maybe primer or something, but who knows? Who knows? Anyway, it's got a fairly decent seat. The pan's starting to kind of rust on it, so that's not a big deal. I kind of figured, heck, that could be the original dang seat. But it's got, all the controls are in good shape. I mean, if it's been repainted, it was a very good job. But it does still look like a pretty low-hour tractor, either way, But, yeah. It did come with these turf tires, which are the original that they look like. And I took these off because I had these 24-12-12 Carlisle HD Field Tracks, otherwise known as HDAPs. These came with my 590, and yes, it has some. Salesman kind of did something weird. I told him I wanted HDAPs, and we kind of forgot 590s come with HDAPs already, so we ordered some on the side. And to my surprise, when the 590 showed up with HDAPs, and then I got a box of these, well, I just decided to keep these. I knew I'd put them on something someday. So, oh, and the tractor did come with these 50-pound plastic wheel weights, which they're okay. They're a little rough. This one over here is a little rougher, but I mean, it's not a big deal. Better than no wheel weights, I guess. I'd like to eventually get cast iron ones like I got on the 590, but those aren't cheap. Those were I think $150 a piece back when I got them. They've probably gone up from there. So, yeah, it came with a mower deck. Of course, there's a mule drive. There's a firewall piece. But the mower deck's in great shape. Covers. I mean, it's just really solid. Everything turns really good on it, so I mean, it's a really nice mower deck. You know, front blade, it's in pretty good shape. The hoses are a little worn, but I mean they all work. But they definitely could use some new hoses. It's in better shape than the front blade that I had with those 420s. So that's kind of why I traded blades, even though it's the same blade. This one's in a little better shape. But yeah, I'm excited to get to work on this. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet. I'd like to get, front weight bracket and stuff. A new seat, probably cast iron weights. What I really want to do for tires, even though I've already got brand new tires in the back, I'd like to get Firestone 23 1050 12 ags on the back, Firestone 23 degree flotation ags. And I'd like to get the Firestone 16 658 tri-ribs on the front. I think it'd look really good. I'd like to really set this tractor up for plowing. Get a integral hitch, sleeve hitch for it, and just have this for mainly groundwork and have the 590 mainly for mowing. But I'm not opposed to setting it up just like the 590, dual weights on the back, V61s on the front with the same rear tires it has now, and just leave it like the 590, mow with it or plow with it, whatever I want to do. So I think that's probably the way I'll go. I don't plow enough to really have a dedicated plowing tractor. I kind of like a tractor that can do it all. That's kind of why I got the 590 too. So, but yeah, speaking of 590, the last part that finally came in that I ordered with that 590, or the last attachment, is my lawn sweeper. I just picked this up last week. It's the Agra lawn sweeper, 44-inch wide. It was on back order for a while, considering I ordered it all back in, October? September? So, but it's finally here. Now, I still got to put it together. But yeah, that's it.